In love. I think I'm almost ready. Got my coffee here. Welcome, brothers and sisters. It's Saturday, February number 1 day. Monte Burns. You want to come in, Monty? So we can chat about things? There you go. Your own personal invitation. Monte, there's no such thing as Eon and Eonian. What are you talking about? Huh. Are you just expressing your naivety on these matters? Eon is an English word, and Eonian is the English adjective form of that word. So there is such a thing as Eon and Eonian, right? Okay, so here we go. Aeon can mean age or forever. Okay, so let me get this straight. Just because you're Bible theologians say that aeon can mean limited time and unlimited time, you're going to believe them? You're going to let them get away with that crap? Because no word in the Greek, the Hebrew, or English, for that matter, can mean the opposite of itself. It's only the magical theologian who comes along and tells us that aeon can mean limited time and unlimited time. In other words, they don't know what the hell it means. But when it's convenient for them to preach eternal torment and eternal bliss for the believer, why then it means forever, eternal. But check this out, Monty Burns. Check it out. Are you listening? Come closer. Come closer. I want you to hear this. Even in the King James Bible, New American Standard, the NIV, all of them, all of the Bible translations say it means age or world whenever the sentence itself is built in a definitive way. Do you know what I mean by that, Monty? If the sentence is built in a definitive way, none of those Bible translations, not one of them actually says forever and eternal. Okay? Let me give you an example. The end of the eternal to come. They don't say that. This eternal, that eternal. They don't say that because that wouldn't make any fucking sense. Aeon cannot mean forever or endlessness. In every place in the Bible, Monty Burns, where the word shows up in a definitive sentence, they always translated age or world, the end of the world, the end of the age. Not for the age is often translated never. It's your theologians who are pulling your strings. They're deceiving you. They're the ones who tell you that age can mean everlasting, eternal, and age and world. They can't make up their friggin' minds about the matter. And they say, oh, it's a context. Bullshit. It's not context. It's whenever the Christian theologian, his theology is at stake. But if his theology is not at stake, and it is very obvious, well, then they feel comfortable using the word age or world, as in the end of the age, the end of the world, the beginning of the age, the beginning of the world without end. And I mean, they're just all over the board, Monty. You can't trust the theologians and you can't trust the popular translations on this subject. But, lucky for all of us, we can do our homework. And if we don't want to do as much homework, we can grab one of them, their literal translations of the Bible. There are about 10 of them, including Young's and the Concordant Literal New Testament and the Dubar. Well, Wildheart, are you here to piss me off?
No, I'm going to be good today.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you pissed off anybody else today?
No, I've made several people laugh.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I don't think I pissed anyone. No, I don't think so.
Well, that's lovely. Oh, listen. You know how you come over here from time to time and you say, can God make a rock so big that he can't pick it up?
No, because they've changed it to maximally, not omni powerful.
All right. Well, anyway, I was going to respond to your query. Can God make a rock so big that he can't pick it up? And so you sound so smart when you say that kind of crap, but you're not. It's not a smart thing to say. So I was going to tell you, can God make a universe with so much complexity that he just doesn't have time to fill you in on all the fucking details?
Actually,
Can he make a universe so big that he doesn't have time to fill you in on all the details? Huh? Come on, Wildheart. Can God do it?
God, by definition, God can do anything. So yes, he could. But design, simplicity is a hallmark of design, not complexity. That's where the Christians kind of mess it up.
Whatever.
Trying.
You're trying. You're trying to sound smart.
Yeah.
What if you embrace your ignorance and stupidity? I have.
Yeah.
I'm quite comfortable with my ignorance and stupidity. I mean, Monty Burns. Check out this Monty Burns guy over here. He thinks
Yeah.
I'm stupid because he's an annihilationist and he's smart.
Monty Burns Gaming. I don't know what
Yeah,
that is. Aeon, isn't it? Hasn't he spelled it wrong to start with?
that's
Isn't
the
it?
Greek spelling of aeon.
Can mean age or forever. Ionios nearly always means everlasting or referring to the permanent results of something. Results of something.
So old Monty Burns is trying to fill my head with unicorns.
Yeah, don't let
He's
him.
he's saying that aeon can mean limited time as well as unlimited time. Do you know any other word in the English language that can mean the opposite of itself?
Yeah, there were lots of opposite of itself. Yeah,
Opposite of itself.
yeah, black and white.
Um, Tell me one word that can
Oh,
mean opposite of itself.
oh no, not one word. I thought you meant
So
opposite.
this is what Monty Burns is doing. He's telling us that the Greek word aeon could mean limited time. It could mean unlimited time. And you know who tells me that? It's not sensible people. It's theologians who've got skin in the game. They
Yeah,
need to have eternal hell and eternal consequences for your bad behavior. They're the
yeah,
ones who say, never mind that there are dozens of verses where aeon absolutely cannot mean everlasting. For example, any verse that says the end of the
Eon.
right, the
Yeah,
beginning of
Eon.
the to come, the blank to come.
The Eon to come.
It would be stupid to say the eternity to come.
Yeah, that
It
does
would be
make.
stupid to say that the beginning of eternity or
Yeah,
the end of eternity.
yeah.
See,
Return
it's
to it.
only when these knucklehead theologians have their income is at stake.
Oh, Monty Burns has got another comment.
Right. A word can mean different things depending on the context. For example, apolami can mean lost, destroy, or perish. Oh, finally, you're catching on to apolami. It doesn't. It's not that apolami can mean lost, destroyed, or perish. Monty Burns. Apolami is a Greek word. Lost, destroyed, and perish are English words. The
Yeah,
Greek, the Greek way that the language is used, apolami is the word. The apolami sheep, the apolami city, and the the apolami of the sinner. Okay, it's just one word. However, Monty Burns, you're being disingenuous because when you come to English, English has its own idiom, its own style and cadence. And so we can't pick out one word in English to represent Apolami.
yeah. It's
We
because
have to say lost sometimes, like the lost sheep. We have to say a destroyed city or the sinner will perish. It's just the way English idiom goes. It's not that Apolami can mean different things depending on the context.
yeah, it's because English. We take it from French, German, basically everyone who's invaded us. So, like le boeuf is French for beef, but we have beef as well. So we have like 3 or 4 different words for the same thing. That's just because we've been invaded that many times. We have like 4 or 5 different words for the same thing, basically.
Okay, now up next, the brilliant Monty Burns says, You can't just translate the same Greek word the same way every place it shows up in the Bible. Well, why can't you? The
Yeah,
Concordant Literal New Testament has done that very same thing. They have done it. And people all over the world are using the Concordant Literal New Testament, and they don't complain much. But there are some people like you who complain about everything. Why?
it,
Why do you complain about everything, Monty? Because you're special. You're going to heaven, and the rest of us are not that smart. We didn't use our free will in the right kind of way. You're special, Monty Burns.
but could I make a comment? If it's the same word, you should translate it the same way every time. If it's the same word in Greek, it shouldn't mean different things. I know it means different things in English because you can translate it different ways, but the same word in Greek should mean the same thing every time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the Concordant Little New Testament. They spent 20 or 30 years going through every word of the New Testament in every place where it shows up. And then they picked out one English word to represent it as near as possible,
Yeah.
as near as possible, because sometimes English idiom is a little bit wacky. But here's the deal with the Concordant Little New Testament. If they had to choose two words to represent one Greek word, those two words would never represent any other Greek word.
Yeah.
So they just put a check on themselves. And Monty, the concordant method limits your, what shall we say, your so-called freedom to make a mess of things, like the Christian theologians, freedom to make a mess of things. It limits it because if you, Monty Burns, would make a concordant version and follow the same rules of assigning one Greek word, just one English word to represent it as near as possible, your Monty Burns concordant version would be pretty much the same thing as the concordant Little New Testament. It's a model for translation that hedges out wayward theology and just gives you the bare facts so that the reader, the casual reader of the Concordant Little New Testament, doesn't have to do a lot of homework to understand more of God's Word than the casual reader of the King James, the NIV, the New American Standard, or the Living Bible, and all that other crap. So when you say the concordant version is bad, so what? I've got a bad translation. Bite me. I can prove that the popular translations, like the King James and the New American Standard, they make a mess of things all over the place, Monty Burns.
But
Not just with the word aeon, because with the word aeon, here's how they make a mess of things. They translate it. Let me get rid of the. They translate aeon world. World? You've got cosmos. The Greek word cosmos should be translated world. They got, okay, world, forever, forever and ever, never. Monty, they even translate the Greek word aeon as the word never. How do they do that? Because they don't know how to handle it when the Bible says, not for the eon. That's all it says, not for the eon. But you guys come along and say never. Okay. Then there's one passage that says world without end, and another passage that says end of the world. Monty, can you see the bullshittery that's being stuffed down the Christian's throat? World without end and end of the world from the same word, Monty. Stop screwing around with your pet theology. What do you want?
I've got a question.
I might have an answer.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I might.
Like, if it's the same Greek word, he's saying you can't just translate the same Greek word the same every place it shows up in the Bible.
That's what Monty says because Monty's theology is at risk.
But if it's the same word, then you have to translate it The same word.
Yeah, I would think so, but Monty's theology is at stake. If you translate it, with any consistency, Monty's theology falls apart.
I don't know how you could translate the same word to. I mean, obviously it's happened, but you shouldn't. It's the same word in the original language. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
So it should always be
the word aeon in
yeah,
the singular, the plural, and the adjective form shows up 199 times,
yeah.
and you can legitimately, grammatically translate it, the word aeon, with the English word eon every time. And it would work grammatically. It just won't work theologically.
So he's changing the Bible to suit
He's
what?
changed. He and his eternal torment annihilation guys, they have changed the Bible so that they can preach the fear of God into us, and they don't have to pay attention to what Christ accomplished on the cross.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
This is a fact. The word shows up 199 times. You can legitimately translate it, the word aeon, by using the English word eon in every case, and the grammar is not harmed. In fact, it makes more sense. But when you translate it world, never, ever, forever and ever, eternal, eternity, world without end, end of the world. And one time they used the word course, course, course,
Of course.
to represent the Greek word aeon.
Yeah.
Monty, you guys your translators are a bunch of deceivers and liars.
But what in what context is that course? Like you can
Oh,
take a course in physics, or you can have a course, like
well, the
theory.
Bible, the Greek says the eon of this cosmos, but the King James says the course of this world.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the eon of this cosmos, that might reveal something about the eons, being kind of parallel or working in tandem with the world or the cosmos.
Yeah.
But it definitely would be confusing if there is a point to say the course of this world.
Yeah. The course of this world. Does that mean like where the world is going to end up? Does it mean Earth when it says
We
world?
don't know what it means. It's a bullshit translation. There is no such phrase as the course of this world,
Yeah.
except in the King James Bible. In the Greek of the first century, it says the eon of this world.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll be right back. To
No,
go.
no,
Toilet.
I own you. All right, if you want to go, then you have to give me 10 push ups.
I'll do that just before we get back. I'll do that.
So Monty Burns says, even the concordant version doesn't always translate the same Greek word with the same English word everywhere. All right, I already told you. I guess you're not listening, Monty. So the rule of thumb for making a concordant version is one Greek word gets one English word to represent it as near as possible all the time. Now, Monty Burns, pay attention. Sometimes, because English idiom is a little wacky, sometimes the concordant version has used two different English words to represent one Greek word. For example, lost, destroyed, and perished. It's not because apolami has no meaning. It's because English idiom is just such. So if the deal is, Monty, if they choose two or maybe three words to represent one Greek word, they can never use those words to represent any other Greek word, you see. So that way you have a game plan. Each word is limited to one English word to represent it as near as possible so the casual reader can come more closely in contact with what God has said. And Monty Burns, if you were to make a concordant version using the same model to give one English word to represent one Greek word as near as possible, your concordant version would be pretty much the same thing as the concordant literal New Testament. So there is a great consistency with the concordant literal New Testament. There is a humongous inconsistency with all other translations. And it's, to me, it seems that all other translations are just protecting their own personal theology. Look at any lexicon. It will say both aeon and aeonis can mean eternity or a finite period of time. I don't care what they say, Monty. Look at how God uses the term, and you can figure it out for yourself. You can realize and come to understand that the lexicon writers are a bunch of liars. According to how God uses the word aeon, aeons plural, and aeonios, it is always in reference to a period of time that has a beginning and an end, and all the stuff that happens during the Eonian times. So you must love your theology more than the cold bare facts. Okay. Would you like to read for us, David?
Yes. Renderings of Eon and Eonian in selected versions. The confusion that exists in the theological world on the subject of the Eonian times is clearly reflected in the 7 translations compared with the concordant version in this appendix, or perhaps we should say 6, for Rotherham, who was a mere layman, gives a uniform rendering throughout, and thus earned the gratitude of the saints. Little as he was appreciated, we have therefore tabulated all the translations of Eon and Eonian, so that each one may convince himself how unreliable these renderings are, and may discard them for the literal and the true. An Eonian is the longest segment of time known in the scriptures. 7 distinct divisions are indicated: pre-Eonian time, 2 Timothy 1:9, 5 eons, 2 of which are future, called the eons of the eons, Revelation 1:6, and time after the conclusion of the eons, Hebrews 9:26, 1 Corinthians 15:28. Age is not a suitable equivalent because it has no adjective like Eonian and has been spoiled by misuse, being generally applied to an administration. The eons synchronize with the worlds, Ephesians 2:2. The eons dealing with the time aspect and the worlds with the cosmic aspect or constitution. Eon is variously translated as age, ages ago, age-long duration, earliest stages, last stages, latest stages, remote age, remotest age, always, ancient, anymore, beginning, does, end, eternal, eternity, ever, forever, and ever, forevermore. First, very first, immortal life, never, nevermore, never while the world lasts, never to the end of my days, and of old, permanently, time began, all time, today, universe, world, yonder world, and nearly 40 variants.
Isn't that something?
That's amazing. How can you
Yeah.
spell the same word like
From
that?
the same word, Monty Burns, can you see the either extreme ignorance or the extreme pressure to keep the theology of eternal hell pure?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Read the paragraph again. This is amazing.
Eon is variously translated as age, ages ago, age-long duration, earlier stages, last stages, latest ages, remote age, remotest age, always, ancient, anymore, beginning, does end, eternal, eternity, ever, forever, and ever, forevermore, first, very first, immortal, life. Never, never more. Never while the world lasts. Never to the end of my days. Of old, permanently. Time began. All time. Today, universe, world, yonder world. Nearly 40 variants.
Oh my God. David, are you like me? Do you want to pull your hair out right about now?
Yeah. If I had a bit more, yeah, I could rebel. Renderings of Eon. The facts contained in this record of renderings should open the eyes of the saints to two vital facts. First, that scholarship is by no means satisfied with the renderings of the authorized version. Second, that the lack of method in almost all accepted versions tends to make them a mere record of human opinion. In those having a variety of renderings, the meaning of the word seems obscure and contradictory. When translated uniformly, it is clear and conclusive. All of the margins and notes support the true meaning of a limited time period. John Nolholm, late of Berkeley, California, was the compiler of this list of the various ways in which these two Greek words are rendered by different translators. The abbreviation UN refers to the Book of Revelation unveiling. We hope that this tabulation will assist our friends to put the facts before truth lovers and thus to open their hearts for the most glorious revelation, the Eonian times. Apart from a knowledge of these eons or ages, God's plans and purpose are shrouded in darkness and doubt. In their light, he is transformed from a heartless fiend into a most affectionate creator and reconciler.
Oh my God, a heartless fiend? Monty Burns, is that your God? A heartless fiend? Come on, Monty.
It will seem so. Who does all in love, who will bring his creatures to himself through sin and suffering and severe judgment for the unbeliever on the basis of the blood of Christ's cross.
Oh my, look at this. So
Wow.
this is a complete listing of the word aeon. And let's see where we go here. Yes, this is still aeon in singular. Still aeon in singular.
Wow.
Oh my God. So Monty Burns, you don't need a lexicon. You don't need a theologian to tell you. Here is the bare facts. You can conclude for yourself. How does God use this word, and what does he mean by this word? And this page is, it looks like it's aeons in the plural. No, some of them are plural, some are singular. And this page, Monty Burns, is upside down.
It's upside down.
Page 215 is upside down. That's odd. Oh, now we get to the adjective form aeon. Okay, Aeon, go ahead and read it right here, Monty. David.
Eonian, Aeonian, variously translated Aeonian, age abiding, long ages, of the ages, past ages, periods of past ages, remote age times, commencement, eternal, eternally, eternity, and everlasting.
So this is a chart of the Concordant translation, the King James, the Revised translation, and the Douay Rheims. Monty, are you going to have fun? If you want to get the book, Monty, let me put it in the chat for you so you can hop over and get a copy of the book where this is listed on page 215 or so. Okay, there it is, Monty. Go get the book. It's a free PDF. Do your homework and stop screwing around.
He says read Hebrews 9:12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying read these hundreds of verses, and he's got one verse that is based on an inference and a conjecture. And I've got 100 verses right here on the screen or more, 199 verses actually.
Yeah.
And he's got one that looks, like it might win his argument. One. Monty, I've got 199 verses, so bite me.
99 red balloons. Sorry. Remember that song.
Man, look at this. Oh, wow.
As I've said before, Aeonios can mean everlasting or age long. Isn't that the same thing? Everlasting and age long.
No.
No. Oh, no, it's not, is it? No.
Because if the age comes to an end,
yeah,
but the everlasting does not come to an end.
Yeah.
Hey, well, Monty, get this. You know what? I was stuck out on the freeway forever. How long was I stuck on the freeway, Monty? I told you I was stuck on the freeway forever. Do you believe me, Monty? How long is forever?
But it can't mean everlasting or age long because they're contradictory. Like I said, they're opposites.
You're right.
It can't mean both. It can't possibly mean both. I would say not being obviously a scholar or anything, but I would say just on first look, it couldn't possibly mean both.
Uh, 199 places, Monty Burns, where the word aeon shows up in the noun singular, noun plural, and the adjective forms. And you're going to say that we don't know what it means. It just means whatever I say it means at the moment I say it. Because I'm a theologian, I'm an approved theologian. I've got a scholarship and a bachelor's degree. And if I was a girl, I'd have a bachelorette's degree.
Weren't they a group, the bachelorettes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably know some girls with bachelorette's degrees.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. None comes to mind, but yeah. I might do.
Maybe Monty should get a bachelorette's degree in Aeon. Well, it means age, it means world, it means course, it means never, it means forever, it means ever, it means forever and ever, it means everlasting, it means world without end, it means end of the world.
Again, mutually contribute. It can't mean both end of the world and what was the other one?
World without end.
World without end and end. It can't possibly mean both. One word can't mean like I said. One word can't mean the opposite. It can't.
Okay, so here, Monty Burns, I'll pretend that your question is serious. Asa, you believe that Jesus only obtained a temporary redemption for us. How can that work? Okay, so here's the deal, Monty. So we'll go over to Matthew 25:46, the sheep and the goats business, right? And the sheep get so-called everlasting bliss, everlasting, heaven or rewards, right? And the goats, they get everlasting punishment, right? It's the same word for the sheep and the goats. Now, here is the only way we can truly understand it. The punishment that the goats get is not eternal. And the blessings that the sheep get, they also are not eternal. What are they? They are Eonian. They are Eonian blessings. What does that mean? That means that the sheep nations, will be blessed during the final 2 aeons of time. Well, the aeons are going to come to an end. What happens when the aeons come to an end? Monty Burns, I've got good news for you. We are told in 1 Corinthians 15:20-28, that's when death itself will be abolished. At the end of the eons, death will be abolished. So the sheep who get Aeonian rewards, their rewards will last until all punishments are destroyed. And then all will have technically eternal life, even though the word eternal doesn't show up in the Bible. The word eternal is a rather new word in the English language. We didn't even have the damn word until Wycliffe made the first Bible, the first English Bible. And it has confused you and your pals so much. So the rewards that the saints get are Eonian rewards, because when God brings the eons to a consummation, all will be headed up in the Christ, wonderfully headed up in the Christ. Ephesians chapter 1, verses 9 and 10. All will be headed up in the Christ. It's a secret. It even uses the word secret in Ephesians 1:9. This is a secret, to head up all in the Christ. So it's no wonder you don't understand it. It's a secret. And so the redemption is an Eonian redemption. And what happens after the eons close up, we enter into a time, a situation where all are brought very close to the bosom of God. God reconciles the whole universe after the eons reach their conclusion. But during the Eonian times, and there's no such thing as eternal times, right?
Yeah.
During the Eonian times, there can be punishments, corrections, trouble, woe. But when the eons come to an end, all will be reconciled to God. And there will be no death. And so that means, for all practical purposes, the believer gets eternal life, but it's not really eternal life. It's Eonian life, because I say for all practical purposes, because at the end of the eons, then that life will not stop, because death itself will be abolished at that time. So you're good to go, Monty. No worries. Jesus didn't obtain just a temporary redemption. He redeems all. And when they are redeemed, when they fully experience redemption, it will never stop. But not because we have the word eternal to rely on. It will stop because God will become all in all of his creatures. and all will be headed up in the Christ. And creation will be set free from the slavery of corruption into the glorious freedom of the children of God. So you can relax. Oh, he's got more to say. You want to read that, David?
Yes. Just look at every instance of Olam in the Old Testament, or Aeon, and Aeonios in the New Testament. It's obvious it doesn't always mean everlasting, and it doesn't always mean a finite period of time. You will have to deal with that. I don't know.
Yeah, the word olam in the Old Testament is a little different. The Hebrew word is used a little differently than aeon in the New Testament. It has
Yep.
a lot. It has a lot more of an obscurity built into the word olam. So the obscurity might be you're looking at a hill, but you can't see what's on the other side of the hill. So a fellow shall be saved olam, or a fellow shall be punished olam. There's some obscurity built into the word. The way the New Testament word aeon is used, it's a little more crisp on how it's defined. It's clearly a beginning of the aeon and an end of the aeon. With the word olam, it's not so clear, not so crisp clear as to its duration. It's just a long period. You could sometimes translate olam as the word until. Like Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. But the King James Bible says he was also there forever. But the Hebrew says he was there olam. What does olam mean? It doesn't mean forever. In this case, we know it was 3 days and 3 nights.
But even there were like thousands of years between the Old Testament and the New Testament.
The Old Testament was Hebrew.
Yeah,
the New Testament is Greek.
Yeah.
So Hebrew and Greek have their own styles and idioms and nuances. And so every translation is a pain in the ass. There we go.
They're literally different words. So you can't expect them to mean the same thing. You know what I mean?
But it is true that aeon is a pretty good equivalent for olam.
All right. I didn't know.
And vice versa. But there are still some little twists along the way. And every translation, Monty, is a translation. And for you to say that the concordant version is bad, no, you're just being a goofball.
What I think all Christians should do is learn Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, and then read it in the original language, just to stop all the confusion with the translations. There's a lot of confusion, do you know what I mean? If this is the word of God and the most important book in the world, learn all 3 languages, then read the Bible in the original language. Like it's the most important thing in the world. So do that before you do anything else. You know what I mean?
Wow. So in Matthew 12, we've got this eon in the concordant version. King James says this world. Revised says this world. Look at that, Monty. Does it mean world or does it mean eon? Huh? The King James says this world. Monty, don't you think that's a bit problematic because the word cosmos should be translated world? What kind of fucking fuckery is this when they translate the word aeon by the word world? Now, how are we to understand the difference between cosmos and eon When the King James, the Authorized, and other translations screw us over with their bad practices. Give us consistency, and we might be able to understand God's word. But give us inconsistency, and you are holding you got us wrapped up in a dog chain, and you won't let us get past your eternal hell.
Who is this Monty Burns anyway? I've seen him in chat, but does he ever come on streams or anything?
Would you like to invite him?
Oh no, it's your channel.
Monty
I'm sorry.
Burns, enter. Come
Does
in
he
right
go?
now because David wants to talk to you.
Yeah, but does he go under a different name or anything? Would I know him by a different name?
Sometimes he shows up as the San Francisco Holy Bible Church.
Right. I don't know that one either. I was just wondering, no, sometimes you know people by different names. I've seen them in the chat quite a lot, but yeah, Monty, step up, or I don't want to swear on this channel, but you know, shit, I'll get off the pot kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay, so what else? Let's see. So Matthew 13 has this eon. How about Matthew 13:39 says conclusion of the eon. King James says end of the world. The Revised Version says end of the world. The Douay Rheims says end of the world. Okay, so let's see. Mark, we'll go down to Mark chapter 3. It says no for the eon. That's what the concordant version says. No, there's an ellipsis there. They're not giving us the whole verse. There's not enough room to do the whole verse. It's Mark 3:29. No something 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 for the eon. And then the King James says never.
But Monty Burns says, I agree that world is a poor translation of the Greek word aeon. It should say age. So he's even disagreeing with his own.
He's bending his will.
Yeah.
He might become a friend of Wildheart before the night's over.
He's even disagreeing with his own translation. Is that what he's saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, awesome. World is possible, yeah.
So let's see if I can. Oh, I can't do it. My tool. Oh, let's try this. Okay, we'll put that in yellow. We'll put this in yellow. And this in yellow.
Or Scotty as well. Yeah, you can join as well. I'd like to have a fight with you.
Have you talked to him before?
Yeah, Scotty, yeah. Yeah, he's a piece of work. Yeah.
I have no idea what he talks about most of the time. Something about numbers.
Yeah, no, he's fine. Yeah.
Okay, not for the eon. Mark 3:29, not for the eon. King James says never. And what's the other one? The Revised Version says never. And the Douay Rheims says never. And then the next verse it says worries of this eon. King James says cares of the world, and cares of the world. Good night, man. Chapter 10, verse 30 talks about the coming eon. King James says the world come. And the other translations say world to come. Okay, let's go down to John. John 4:14 also says not for the eon, and King James says never, and the other ones say never. Oh, well. So I think you get the idea, Wild Heart, that you can translate it consistently and probably come to a better understanding of things
Yeah.
than using the regular popular Bible translations.
Yeah, the King James version is particularly bad. It's like one of the worst translations that you can, like the New International Version. All them are far better because they were written hundreds of years later, where we learned more about the language and what the words mean, and we've done more research and scholarship on what the words mean, and they're better translation. The King James version is just one of the worst, like, ever. You know what I mean?
Do you have a concordant version, David?
I don't know. It's slightly embarrassing after saying that. I've actually got
Yeah.
two Bibles. They're both King James.
Yeah, maybe we can get you one.
Yeah.
Um, put your address in the private chat.
Are you
That
serious? Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah,
Oh,
and I'll see what I can do.
oh,
I'm not definitely saying I can do it, but because I
yeah. No, you
sending
don't have
crap
to.
to England, I'm sure cost like
Yeah,
$100 or
it
something.
might be a bit. Yeah, you don't have to. I'll put my address in, but you don't have to. You don't have to send it.
Hey,
But I
have you
appreciate it.
talked to Dave the news unit lately?
Yeah, that's who sent me the Bibles.
I
He
know
sent
that's what
me.
reminded me to ask you.
Yeah, no, he's the only person banned from my channel because he talked bad about some people that I care about and the children and stuff. So he's the only person that is banned from my channel.
Dave the news unit is banned from your channel.
Yeah, the only person that is banned from my channel. Yeah,
Uh, yeah, he's kind of grumpy about things. I don't really know what's going on with him, but
yeah. Like, oh no, I won't bring up names, but several people that I'm fond of, he has spoken bad about the children. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I don't like.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So would you say he's like mentally ill or something?
I think so. Yeah, he's also got his uh like danced around naked and pointed guns at the camera. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I don't think he's mentally
you know how
stable.
to become mentally ill?
I think it comes naturally. I'm mentally ill. Yeah.
Well, here you have to do three things at once to become mentally ill. I'll tell you what they are. Number one, you got to overlook the good.
I know this.
Number two, you got to focus on the bad.
I know
And
this.
number three, you got to exaggerate the importance of the
Wait,
bad.
because,
If
yeah,
you don't do all three of those things at the same time, you just will not be mentally ill. So stop your mess. Stop messing
yeah.
around.
No, you've taught me that. Yeah,
And so there's so much good. You could focus on some good stuff. But a lot of people who come over here to argue with me, they are so focused on the negative. It makes me think that they are mentally ill because they just can't see past the negative.
yeah. What's that song? You got to focus on the positive, overlook the negative.
Yeah.
There's a song. Some, yeah.
Put your last name in there too so I can.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. But seriously, you don't have to, I don't like anyone like giving me stuff, but
I know
I do get
I'm not committing to it.
yeah.
I'm just gonna put the feelers out and see if I can do it almost painlessly. So is that acceptable? If it's almost painless?
Yeah. No, it's good. I would appreciate it, but yeah, you don't have to. Yeah.
Okay.
But thank you if you do. Yeah, that would be good.
Oh, here's something good from Keith. He says, God says age and Monty says eternal. Who's right?
I will go with God over Monty, to be honest. But I don't know. I would guess that if God exists, then he's probably right over Monty. Not
Yeah,
to dish it on.
God does. He's quite busy, right?
Yeah.
And it would make sense that he didn't have enough time to explain everything to you.
Yeah, but he could do, because if he's all powerful, if he can do anything, then he could explain it to me, and he hasn't.
Maybe it's on his calendar. Like he's like he takes a calendar like this. Here, let me show you a calendar. See? Okay. Let me get up here. All right, so all right, what's up here? Oh yeah, what's up here? Oh yeah, okay. Oh look, right there. Explain myself to David. Yeah, it's on the calendar. God's going to explain himself to you.
Yeah, which is
It's on the calendar. Relax.
Yeah, which is kind of my point. If God exists and he wants me to know that he exists, and I don't know that he exists, and he's all powerful, he either doesn't exist or he doesn't want me to know he exists
That's
yet.
right. He doesn't want you to
Either
know
way,
at the moment. At the moment, yeah.
Yeah. Either way, it's not my problem.
And it's not my problem either.
Yeah.
I don't know that God exists. I just have faith about the matter.
Yeah.
And I didn't give myself faith. It just was kind of like handed to me, like it just showed up inside me one day.
Well, and I'm not trying to be a problemist, but that brings up another problem.
Oh my God, one problem after another problem. Let's focus on the negative and exaggerate the importance of the negative. We're going to get to mental illness if before the show's over, or my name ain't Ace. You can bet my accent on it.
But so God has given you that knowledge that he exists.
No, he hasn't given me knowledge. I said he gave me faith about the matter.
Okay.
I can't prove a damn thing.
Yeah. That's fine. What kind of tobacco are you smoking these days in your...
I ran out of my tobacco because I grow my own, right?
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And so now I'm smoking all the seed pods.
Yeah. Is that better, or
I can't tell any difference.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
So
Foster's Gold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you have these? Do you have these messages on things on tobacco?
Yeah, what's it say? Don't stop smoking or you'll kill yourself.
Yeah, smoking harms unborn babies. Like every tobacco.
Well, don't let unborn babies smoke.
Yes,
for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's obvious.
How in the hell do they do that? They cut a hole in the belly. I need a cigarette.
But they have like
it must be just Liverpool babies. I've never seen it before.
Yeah, but and they can't put like labels on tobacco products anymore. You know, you used to be able to buy like Marlboro or Lambert and Butler. They're just all black.
Really?
Yeah.
Like that's going to help.
Yeah.
There are benefits to tobacco.
Yeah.
There are. Otherwise, people wouldn't smoke. If there was absolutely no benefits to it, people would not smoke.
That's false. No.
There must be some benefit because I enjoy it. So enjoyment is a benefit.
That is, yeah. I'll give you that. there's a benefit. Yeah.
Now, if you smoked and it made you gag, puke, and
Yeah,
gave you warts on your nose, well, then nobody would smoke.
that is true. Yeah.
But there must be some benefits, even if we don't know what they are.
But you know, they say smoking like calms you down.
Yeah.
It's only once you're addicted to nicotine that it calms you down. If you never stop smoking, then yeah, it's only once you're addicted to nicotine that it calms you down. So
You know, I
it's
think the
not.
word addicted is a bullshit word too.
Yeah,
It's incredibly undefined what the word addicted is, because you can be addicted to TV, you can be addicted to a girl, you can be addicted to cigarettes. And how many people have quit smoking? They have
you
quit
know,
smoking.
I'm a kind of
People,
expert.
millions of people have quit smoking, and that doesn't speak well for the word addiction.
No, you know
They didn't
the
go they didn't go through
medical.
withdrawals. I've been smoking since the 1980s, and
Yeah,
some days I forget to smoke.
yeah, but
And I
there
get
are
mad at myself for not remembering to smoke. Damn it, I forgot to smoke yesterday.
but there are medical like terms for addiction. You know, when it like with alcohol and such. Uh, yeah, it is quite well defined.
It
Only
is
because I
not.
know
It is not. The way
it
people
is.
use the term, it doesn't mean jack.
It is addiction. Yeah, it's medical. Like if you are addicted to alcohol, if you've been drinking for a year, let's say, and you stop drinking, you can have seizures and die. That's why they give you a diazepam or Librium. Uh, you know, detox. It
Yeah.
is like a medical, well-defined term, but probably not important. I'm sorry. So, but it is. Yeah,
Some people are addicted to coming over to the ACO show and arguing with me.
just to annoy you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't do it on purpose. I annoy everyone. So,
Are you reading any good books lately?
I don't really read,
You
but
just go on YouTube channels and argue with them.
yeah, and watch the atheist experience over and over again. Yeah,
Is that one show?
constantly in the back, in just on repeat. Yeah, atheist experience. Yeah,
Or is
and
it
a
a lot of
lot.
shows on that channel?
No, it's just that show, but they've been going for like 20 years, so there's like thousands of episodes, just constant repeat. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the atheist experience? Same as our experience? You get up in the morning, you got to go to the bathroom, try to make the coffee
Yeah,
or get
pretty
working.
much, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, but the show, The Atheist Experience, it's produced by ACA, the Atheist Community of Austin. You know, Austin, Texas.
I've heard of it. Yeah,
Yeah, and the you know Matt Dillahunter.
I've heard the name. He's some type
Yeah,
of famous guy for arguing.
yeah, he's like the one of the most famous atheists.
Oh, he's
You
an
know, with Richard
atheist.
Dawkins and Christopher Hitchens. Yeah,
Mm.
so he was on. He's not on it anymore, but he was on for about 20 years. So there's lots of episodes. So
Did he ever lose his socks in the morning, like I've lost my socks in the morning?
yeah, he blames it
So the
on
atheist experience is pretty
no,
much like everyone's experience.
pretty much, yeah. But he's never been. No one has ever proven God in the 20 years that he's been doing the show.
Why would you
Like
have to prove
it's a
God?
no, it's a call-in show, and he wants people to say what they believe and why. And no theist has ever given a good reason why they believe what they believe, like a logically sound,
Well,
valid.
you want to know what I believe?
What do you believe?
I believe you're a nice guy.
Oh yeah, you're quite right.
Wow. So I should call Matt Dillahunty and tell him what I believe.
Yeah, yeah, I think you could get away with that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'll say
but
I
it's
believe
obvious.
Wildheart is a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm adorable. Oh, I lost my challenge today as well. I did too many karaoke's. They banned me for 7 days. So I might be annoying you a bit more than usual.
So what do you do? I mean, why do you do karaoke's? You know it's going to get you banned. You've been banned by it before.
Yeah, this is my 12th, no, 13th channel. Yeah, just because I don't really care. I like karaoke.
Are you good at it?
No, absolutely awful. Have you ever seen any of my shows? No,
Do people
absolutely
come around to
awful.
listen to you sing that crap?
Yeah, they do. People, because I go in a different tab, you know, when you share screen and you go in a different tab. And I'm amazed when I come back and people are still there and still watching. Yeah, absolutely awful at karaoke. But I do it anyway, because it's fun. Sorry, I think I might have dragged us off the topic.
Well, we're still waiting for Monty Burns to come in and talk to you.
Yeah, you might be
Just
waiting.
don't sing to him, for heaven's sake.
You might be waiting
I'm in the mood for
for
love.
dancing, romancing. I'm giving it all tonight. I'm in the mood for love.
Oh,
I
you know
know
what?
that.
You probably got banned because you were using canned music to
I
accompany him.
was. I actually played the actual official video, yeah, which doesn't help. But I've got Wild Heart Resurrected 1, which is still, but I can't figure out how to log into it on StreamYard, so it doesn't
So,
matter.
what if you did karaoke for songs from the 1940s? Because that would be,
Oh, 50-year limit.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's past the 50-year copyright limit. So,
yeah. I don't think I know any. Like 60s, that's what I grew up on.
no. You got to go back to the 40s.
Yeah, I
I
don't
tell
know
you,
any.
they had some very talented musicians and songwriters back
Yeah.
then.
Frank Sinatra, that was 60s, wasn't it? 50s.
Yeah, that was 60s. And
That's about as far back as I go. So what was the 40s? 40s were like swing. No, that was 20s.
there was some swing in the
Yeah,
40s.
yeah.
I think in the 40s, that's when somewhere over the rainbow.
Rainbow way up high.
See, yeah,
There.
there's a lot of talented stuff that came out of the 40s. So,
Was that so? The song came before The Wizard of Oz.
oh, yeah. The Wizard of Oz
Oh,
came in 1938,
wow.
39, or 40. I forgot which.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't
The
know that.
Wizard of Oz, I think, it was the first movie to start out in black and white, and then it turned into color.
Yeah, technical. Yeah,
And
yeah.
and it was the first movie to have a lot of fundamentalist Christians in it.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah, they were flying monkeys.
that. Nah. They actually did, you know, Scrooge, A Christmas Carol.
Mm-hmm.
They actually, it was black and white, and then they made it into color. It cost a lot of money, apparently, at the time. I forget which version it was, because there's a lot of versions of A Christmas Carol, but yeah, one of them they turned from black and white into Technicolor.
Do you watch old movies?
No, like my mum, it's mainly A Christmas Carol, like every single version of it, and not really Dirty Dancing. She liked as well, so that's kind of what I grew up on, just constantly replaying Dirty Dancing, Wizard of Oz, and Christmas Carol.
What's your favorite old movie?
Back to the Future.
Oh
Although
yeah,
it's not at all. Yeah, 1980. I've actually all this guitar is from Back to the Future. Not exactly, but you know when you play
you
it,
know, it looks that way. Yeah, I can see that.
yeah, yeah. When you play the concert at the end, it's
The
oh
Chuck Berry song.
yeah, Johnny Be Good,
Uh huh.
yeah, down in Louisiana, down in New Orleans. But he has a black little, so it's slightly different. But you know, I understand.
And that's a pretty guitar.
It is. My brother bought me this for a birthday present last year. I can't play it. Can't play a chord. I forgot them all. I think I can play G, but it's out of tune as well. Yeah, I can't play it, but it looks good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, looking good is half the battle.
Yeah, yeah. All three quarters. So we need some people to join that I can fight with. Come on, people watching. Come on, join links. Is it pinned? Yes. Not to run
Yes,
your
it is.
show
I
for
think
you.
I'm quite sure that it is, but I'll stick it in there because some people can't. You know, they show up late and they can't see the pinned.
Yeah.
So I'll put it in again.
Are you familiar with P?
Yes,
Or do you know him? I think I've
I
seen
do.
him about. Yeah. Just like that one as well. Do. So I'm getting withdrawals from not having my own channel. So kind of going through the chat and I miss Jill. I don't. Oh, what am I saying? I don't miss Jill. I said I miss Jill. I miss putting him backstage and meeting him and talking over him and annoying him. That's all I miss about Jill.
Yeah, have you ever met anybody who was actually converted by Jill? They said,
No,
"Man, I was so confused until I met Jill, and now I'm really
until
not confused."
no, that would never happen.
You,
Or the atheist experience. Yeah. Uh, so G Man. Do you remember G Man?
no.
No. They said he was a walking billboard for atheism. He was like a Christian, fundamentalist Christian, and he phoned the show, and they said he was a walking billboard for atheism. And I think
Hmm.
Jill is much the same. Do you know what I mean? Just
Oh,
listen.
Jill is a walking billboard for atheism.
Just talk to Jill for 5 minutes, and you'll be an atheist. Do you know what I mean? He makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Beckel, you know Beckel?
Oh yeah, he's Jill's twin brother.
Yeah, he knows G-Man as well. They go way back. I've been doing this stuff for like 20 years. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
On YouTube. Yeah, they go right back. G-Man, Beckel, yeah. They're all the beginning. The beginning of time or Eon.
Now,
Also, so
just imagine 20 people come into the talking head section here and say, "I was really helped by Jill."
yeah,
What would he do if he had 20 people to say, "Oh my God, I was really helped by Jill"?
never gonna happen. Never ever gonna
Well, we could arrange it, you know, like like candid camera, you know.
happen. Oh, did you see one of my streams? I fell asleep and he was talking for 2 hours on my stream and there was no one there. I was asleep. The other guy that was there had left
Uh-huh.
and there was no one watching and he just carried on talking for 2 hours straight, honestly. Just talking to himself. And then he made a response video saying that I fell asleep because he was talking about biblical slavery. So I chose to fall asleep because he said it was some kind of atheist trick, to fall asleep when you were losing life. No, just fall asleep. You know what I mean? Just fell asleep. 2 hours, honestly. He carried on for 2 hours. He did actually. He made a video with me with a clown face and red nose and everything, which I found quite funny.
Hey, hang on a second. Let me. I gotta find something here.
Way down in New Orleans, back up in the woods of money, never a country boy.
Okay, so now, seriously,
Yeah.
where were you between 7:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. 57 days ago?
Not gonna. I can't remember yesterday. 57
What?
days. No, I can't remember yesterday.
What?
57 days ago.
So you have no alibi?
I have no alibi, no. Whatever.
Right. Have you seen this man?
Oh, that would be tricky. Oh, I don't think so. I think I would have remembered
This
that.
is an official police sketch.
Wow, it can't be.
Yes, it is. Have you seen this man? So you say you have no alibi for where you were 57 days ago between 7:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. And you don't know if you've seen this man or not?
The nose? No, that was done by like a 5-year-old. That can't be an official police sketch. Surely. The nose alone. And the mouth. You'd remember. Come on, if you saw that man in the street, you'd remember that man. Do you know what I mean?
Ace, how'd you get that picture of me? Where did you get that picture of me, man? I'm like, well, you can't be doxing me like that.
I know.
So, Todd, where were you 57 days ago between 9:30 p.m. and 12 p.m.?
Oh, easy. I was at work.
Oh, so you have an alibi. Okay.
I work every...
Yeah, he's always working.
That's right. So Wildheart does not have an alibi. So it looks like, we need to talk, Wildheart, Would you like a lawyer? Would you like a lawyer right now?
Can you make me full screen? I'll try and imitate. I don't know. Yeah, if you can just flash between. I don't know how to do the nose. The nose is just a squiggle. Do you know what I mean? There's no way you could imitate that nose.
You'd have to be Jewish in order to have a nose like that.
Yeah. And what's the dot underneath? Is that like a mustache?
That's obviously a beauty mark. Don't make fun of my beauty mark, man. It's like the mole that you have there. It's a beauty mark.
He's cross-eyed as well. Oh, Ace, can you make me full screen? I'll see if I can do the eyes. It's that one going that way. No, I can't. You know what I mean? He's like cross-eyed, but not. It's cross-eyed one way.
Listen, we paid the police sketch artist a lot of money for this, so don't be.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on a budget.
That's well.
So, Tog, are you more sober right now? You have to turn your mic on.
I mean, I mean, I have alcohol from this morning still in my system. I mean, that's not going to go away. It's unfortunate, but.
Well, did you enjoy this morning's episode? Did you learn anything, or
did I enjoy it? What's there? Ace, there's nothing we can learn from God that controls everything. There is nothing to learn. learning is just a deception in which we undertake that doesn't exist because we're all in the epitome of God. So no, I did not learn anything if we're all of God. There's nothing to learn.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm sorry. I came
Yes,
off
you
like
are.
It was a bit harsh, to be fair.
To be
I'm
fair.
retarded. I don't know. I don't have emotions, so retarded people don't know how to properly have emotions, so they don't emote properly or something like that. So if it seems rude, it's actually kindness.
Autism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a shame. No, there's nothing. I don't mean to be rude. I don't think that there's anything to learn if God is in control of anything. There's nothing to learn. There's nothing we can essentially learn from that because God's in control of it all. There's nothing we can do.
Grammar. You can learn dictionary definition of words. You can learn how to drill a well. You can learn
all that's irrelevant to in the grand scheme of salvation is what I'm talking about. Sure, you can have all those things.
Coconut chip cookies.
You
like banana chips better.
I do like banana chips. Oh,
I just learned something that you like banana chips more.
Yeah. Cold.
I can't even say that I like I can't even say I like coconut chips. I've never had them actually. I might like coconut chips more. I'm like, I actually never heard of coconut chips. It actually sounds kind of yummy. I don't really like the strong taste of coconut, but some little hint of coconut is all right. I'm not one of those. Anyway, I'm not trying to talk too much. I saw Wild on here, so I got excited, and then I saw the picture, and then I'm like, that's me.
Thank you. Yeah, I often get excited when I see myself.
You know that video I was reviewing this morning, right? The Jubilee one? The YouTube people blocked my channel, I think, for 7 days for reviewing it. And I'm like, I'm literally just reviewing the content, right? Like, same as you. We both got, like, cut out for 7 days. It's funny.
Yeah, they've done the same to me. Yeah, my channel's been cut for 7 days as well. Mine was playing.
Isn't that ironic?
Music videos.
Yeah, music and shit. And I was just commentating. Yeah, I was just commentating on the freaking Jubilee, the one atheist versus 25 Christians. I was just literally watching it in freaking stickler dicks, man. Sorry, Ace.
YouTube must be like, cutting down on, because you used to get 3 strikes. One per.
It's not,
but it was just one. I
don't even think it counts as a strike on my channel. It's just that you can't stream. It doesn't even say strike.
Oh,
it just says you can't stream. It's like you're in timeout for 7 days, faggot. And I'm like, all right, I don't give a fuck. I'll be dead by then. Fuck do I care about 7 days?
I got another channel that I can't log into, and another channel that I'm going to try and log into just so I can do karaoke. Just to myself, because I've got no subscribers on that.
Anyway, what was the bringing up anything new, Ace? Like, so you have to learn things new? I'm not trying to derail, but it happens.
No, you're actually getting us back on track.
I know. I'm saying I'm trying to.
So,
I am interested.
All right. So I guess I don't even know what to say, because you tend to take the negative and exaggerate the negative so much that it's not even fun to talk to you.
It's not fun to talk to me. That sounds like a personal problem. Then shit. I mean, wow, that's right, having fun.
That's a bit hard. No, there's always good stuff.
Yeah, right.
That's hard.
No, another reason to kill myself. I'm not good to talk to. I'm not good enough. I'm gonna. Where's that alcohol bottle? Don't need to live no more. I'm not worth anyone's time. Not even my children's apparent. I'm just a waste. I'm joking, of course, but
okay.
I'm joking. Yeah, Wild.
So the topic of the stream is renderings of Eon and Eonian in selected verses. If that helps. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get back on track.
Okay, David, why don't you read the passage for Tog again?
Oh, yeah, this is funny.
Okay, so here we go.
Renderings of Eon and Eonian in selected versions. The confusion that exists in the theological world on the subject of the Eonian times is clearly reflected in the 7 translations compared with the concordant version in this appendix. Or perhaps we should say 6, for Rotherham, who was a mere layman, gives a uniform rendering throughout, and thus earned the gratitude of the saint, little as he was appreciated. We have therefore tabulated all the translations of Eon and Eonian, so that each one may convince himself how unreliable these renderings are, and may discard them for the literal and the true.
God bless you.
Smoke it.
Can I pause him right there?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, I'm not trying to be combative. It's a genuine question.
Oh
If
yeah. I'm
universalism
not
is-
trying to be combative, but let me be combative.
No, it's because other people like to abuse me, Ace Theo, like you do, and place things on me because it's my good intentions are met with harshness. So what I'm saying here is, if again, this is a genuine question I'm asking, and this is forgive me because you're gonna fucking harp on me for asking a question. Screw you, Ace. Sorry for asking. If we're all saved by universalism, if we're all saved by shut up, Wild. If we're all saved by universalism, why is learning any of this even relevant? Because we're all saved. Why do I have to sit here and listen to this? I'm not saying that. I'm not
Do
not
you
complaining.
want me
I'm
to
just saying.
kick you out?
No, I'm asking a legitimate
You
question. Why
just
would you kick
said,
me out?
why should I sit here and listen to this? Do you want me to kick you out?
If we're already saved, why are we here? Why would you want to kick me out? Wouldn't you want to keep me around? I mean, we're going to be around in heaven. That's why I'm trying to figure out.
No, calm down. That was a little bit rude, in my opinion. And you had a question about the passage, I presume. If we can just get to the question. It was a little bit rude. It says,
Never, just keep fucking reading, Wild. Just keep reading. Just keep reading.
Sorry. An eon is the longest segment of time known in the scriptures. 7 distinct divisions are indicated. Pre-Eonian time, 2 Timothy 1:9, 5 eons, 2 of which are future, called the eons of the eons. Revelation. Is it Revelations or Revelation?
Yeah, Revelation.
Revelation 1:6. And time after the conclusion.
That doesn't make sense. How come Nemesis Vega gets to be an official asshole, but I can't be when I come? See, that's incomprehensible yet. No, that's weird.
Well, no, I'm going to take offense to that. Nemesis Vegas, join, and then we can argue.
Yeah, we can have an official asshole. We don't have to get in trouble anymore.
Yeah, no, I'll take you out theologically, and just if you've got an argument, you know what I mean. I'll just beat you, drunk or not. Do you know what I mean? Not literally beat you. I mean beat you in the argument. Do you know what I mean? Like peacefully. Yeah, Nemesis.
Yeah, I'm hearing all this stuff, but all I know is that I'm saved, so it's all good at the end of the day. I mean, I'm saved, so what's the point of hearing this? I'm listening, but I'm saved, so that's all I'm getting from it. I mean, this doesn't prove that I'm saved because the words are changed in the Bible. The fact that Christ died on the cross means that I'm saved. So I don't even know. Again, it's just I'm trying to appeal to that ultimate salvation. That's it.
What it says. That's what it says.
Yeah, that's why I'm appealing to that worldview. I don't know why we have to sit here and listen. We're saved. Why do we need to convince anyone or convince ourselves that we're saved even more? The convincing on this part seems irrelevant. Like we're trying to make it happen by showing that Aeon is Aeonian in whatever case. What does it matter? We're saved. I don't understand that. I'm trying to get like why.
It depends. No, do you believe? Like you don't believe that I am saved, do you? Because I don't believe in Jesus. So I'm not saved.
Well, it wouldn't matter. Again, I'm going from the universalist position. It doesn't matter if I think you're saved or not, Wildheart. You're still saved. There's nothing I can do. I can say you're unsaved all I want. I can scream and shout it to the winds. But if you're saved, you're saved. I can't do anything. I'm just howling at the wind. God's making me howl at the wind for no good apparent cause. Just to live. It's part of a living expression, I guess, to say that you're not saved. But if you're still saved, there's No argument to be had. We're just shouting at the wind.
But Ace, and the two hells you go through, like if you believe, and Ace, correct me where I'm wrong about this, but isn't there like two hells you go through? So if you don't believe, you spend more time in hell. Is that right? I could have that very, very wrong.
You've got it very, very wrong.
Yeah, I thought I
Yeah.
was. So the second death, there's the first death.
Do you know what death is?
Yeah, losing your life.
What is it? It's the opposite of life.
Yeah, when your heart stops beating and your brain stops functioning.
Yeah, so death is the opposite of life. If you're dead, you are not alive.
Yeah.
So if you die once, you would call that the first death.
Yeah.
If God raises you from the dead and you go through that judgment thing, at the great white throne, and you're deemed unworthy, shall we say, then you go into the lake of fire, which is your second death. You're just dead. You have no consciousness about the matter.
All right.
Right. You're just dead. There's no torment. It's the second death.
I didn't know that.
And so when you go into the second death, you're not conscious. You have to wait. You will wait until God finishes up his Eonian purpose. And when he finishes his Eonian purpose, then he will abolish all death, even for those in the second death.
That's even better.
Yeah.
I thought there was some kind of hell.
No. It's
get in. So I cannot believe in Jesus. Just die when I'm dead. Nothing. Then be reconciled with God.
Yeah, that's right.
See, I like. This is why I like Ace more than Christians. Do you know what I mean? Like they say,
if you had.
No, I'm just saying.
Sorry, no, I interrupted. I thought you were finished. There was a internet gap on my end. I thought there was a pause. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I'm just saying from my point of view, being an atheist. So if Ace is right, I will die. Nothing. Then I'll be reconciled with God.
Yes.
Everything's fine.
Right.
Christians, if I'm an atheist, most Christians, I will die and be tortured forever. Ace is much better. And what you would expect from an all-loving God.
Uh-huh.
My problem with that, again, jumping out of the universalist views, what's the difference between that and reconciliation, knowing to be an erasing of debts to where there's no debt at all? Like it's just erased completely. That goes into annihilation. So if that's the same concept, like you die in the second death, because I was going to say, Ace Theo, you're sounding on a kind of nihilistic there. Until the when you said starts with an R. Sorry, I just said it too.
Reconciliation.
Thank you. Yeah, alcohol does that to your fucking brain. Reconciliation. So if we're all reconciled, as much as reconciliation has the ending of a debt, it nullifies it, completely erasing it, and there's no trace of the debt. This is the part that I'm that's where I'm agreeing with you, Ace, up until the annihilation point. I'm talking about obviously my own personal perspective, because this is reconciliation means it's an erasure. There's no trace. So how can we have a name of the debt in which we have? Well, again, my only thing to counteract this, to Ace's point, is the new name that we're given. Because if it's not the same name, God knows a name that is different from us. Perhaps that does have something written in a new name. Anyway, that's neither here or there. I just want to throw that out. Sorry. Kind of a derailment.
No, it's. I was just going to say, Ace doesn't believe in annihilationism. Annihilationism is when you're dead forever. and you just cease to exist.
Well, precisely when he uses reconciliation.
I don't want to speak for Ace, but yeah, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm saying when he's using when universalists, I'm not going to throw it all on Ace, poor Ace. When universalists use that type of phrase of reconciliation, that's exactly what's intended. The reconciliation is as a nullification of the debt, which means there's no trace of it. You can't. There's nothing to recall. Which is again the interesting bit about that is if we're giving a new name, like I'm saying, then is that new name given to us? And then again, like you said, there's no trace of what we did in the past, so we're a new creation at that point of annihilation. I can adhere to that. Again, hopeful universalist.
Annihilation is you stop living forever. You just cease to exist.
Right, which Wildheart, which goes what I'm pointing out, that goes into the word reconciliation because it completely takes away it erases it all to zero. There's no payment of the debt that you're making.
Yeah, you all end up in the same place, but that's not the same as annihilationism. You all end up in the same place, reconciled with God. But annihilationism is when you are totally just destroyed, you cease to exist. Reconciliation.
Right. You're missing the point out in that the fact that Ace is saying reconciliation, which is the wiping out of all death. You're annihilated, right? Because all the debt is wiped out. There's no wild heart right now. Let me try to put it in simpler terms. Right now, let's say
we're both talking about what Ace thinks. How would you explain it, Ace? Because I'm probably wrong, and you're probably wrong as well. We're both talking about what Ace thinks about on this channel.
Ace isn't actually here right now. There is no Ace, Theo. It's all of us. What are you talking about?
Ace will get back to you at his latest convenience.
I don't mean to get so excited. I apologize. I can't help it. I get loud in my voice. I really am excited about God, I guess. I'll try to talk in a monotone voice about all the time, like Darth Darks. My name is Darth Darkins. Let me talk to you like this. What is your fundamental explanation for God? I keep my monotone voice. Wow.
Go ahead, Wildheart. Finish up this little chapter for our Tog.
Oh yes, I think we're up to 5 eons. 2 of which are future, called the Eons of the Eons, Revelation 1:6. And time after the conclusion of the eons, Hebrews 9:26, 1 Corinthians 15:28. Age is not a suitable equivalent because it has no adjective like Eonian and has been spoiled by misuse, being generally applied to an administration. The eons synchronize with the worlds, Ephesians 2:2. The eons dealing with the time aspect and the worlds with the cosmic aspect or constitution. And this is the funny bit, Dog. Eon is variously translated as age, ages, ago, age-long, duration, earliest stages, last stages, latest stages, remote age, remotest stages, always, ancient, anymore, beginning, does end, eternal, eternity, ever, forever, and ever, and forevermore. First, very first, immortal, life, never, nevermore. Never while the world lasts, never to the end of my days. Of old, permanently, time began, all time, today, universe, world, yonder world, nearly 40 variants. One word, eon. 40. Renderings of eon. The packs contain... That was quite funny.
Sorry, I'm just laughing. No, I'm just laughing like as much as it's... Never mind, it's not irrelevant. I'm just laughing. Anyway, continue. Other words that say the same factoid as eon. Go ahead.
Yeah, don't bring up irrelevant factoids, especially Nigel. He doesn't laugh.
Sorry, keep reading.
The facts contained in this record of renderings should open the eyes of the saints to two vital facts. First, that scholarship is by no means satisfied with the renderings of the authorized version. Second, that the lack of method in almost all accepted versions tends to make them a mere record of human opinion. In those having a variety of renderings, the meanings of the words seems obscure and contradictory. When translating uniformly, it is clear and conclusive. All the margins of notes support the true meaning of a limited time period. John Knowlesholm, late of Berkeley, California, was the compiler of this list of the various ways in which these two Greek words are rendered by different translators. The abbreviation UN refers to the book of Revelation unveiling. We hope that this tabulation will assist our friends and to put the facts before truth lovers, and thus to open their hearts for that most glorious revelation, the Eonian times. Apart from a knowledge of these eons or ages, God's plans and purpose are shrouded in darkness and doubt. In their light, he is transformed from a heartless fiend into a most affectionate creator and reconciler, who does all in love, who will bring his creatures to himself through sin and suffering and severe judgment for the unbeliever on the basis of the blood of Christ's cross.
Okay, thank you. And then after that, Tog, we get a listing of the 199 places where the word eon in the noun singular, noun plural, and the adjective form shows up. And we get a listing in the Concordant version, the King James version, the Revised version, and the Douay-Rheims version. So,
I have a question.
Of course you do.
Well, it's kind of pertinent. Like, do all the translation actually really matter where they come from if they're all stemming from like one original translation? Does it really matter what Bible you use? Like, if you don't have the original source, right? Like, all those are on there, but not the Dead Sea Scrolls or like the Septuagint. So why are we using these Bibles instead of going back to the original? I'm just saying, food for thought. I just like, all right, these are translations. Like, why aren't we getting it from like the source itself? That's just me being a stoner right now. I'm in stoner mode, man. My mind's gonna be going. But yeah, do you not think that's a good question to pose?
It's a hypocritical question to pose, because there is no way in hell that you are going to go back to the original sources. You're just going to say, why isn't everyone else doing it?
Well, why? So, I mean, for all intents and purposes, each and every one of us is an original source. So I beg to question that. But I think originals to stick with originals, with a big smile and a grin and a thumb up.
What was the question? I'm smart. I can answer this.
Oh, good. Thank God, a smart person's here. Wildheart. I was talking about. I was saying, like, okay, there's the concordant, authorized, revised, and then what's it called?
Douay-Rheims. Douay-Rheims.
Douay-Rheims. Ooh, I like the way you said that. Douay-Rheims. Ooh, I like that.
That was smooth. That was quite sexy.
Douay-Rheims. I was saying, so what? I was saying, like, why are we talking about what the translations have when we should be going to the Septuagint, Masoretic, and Dead Sea Scrolls? I'm like, wouldn't it be pertinent to see where every occurrence of Eon happens in there instead of just the translations, because it's the original? That's what I was saying, Wildheart.
This is exactly what I said before. Every Christian should go and learn Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek and read them in the original language. Then you wouldn't have all this problems with translation.
Well,
if it's that important, do you know what I mean?
Okay, so Jesse Pinkman, you don't come around this channel very much, and we have done the exact same thing you said do. We have gone to the originals, the Septuagint, Masoretic, the Vaticanus. We have gone there. And we have proven that the concordant literal New Testament is rather consistent compared to the King James, the Revised, and the Douay Rheims.
Oh, I would agree with that as well. Yeah, it's better than the King James. But whenever you translate something, there are words that don't translate. Do you know what I mean? So it will be better, even if the concordance is the best translation, it will be even better to go back to the original languages.
Right. So says the two boys who are not going to do it at all.
I'm not, no.
So then shut up.
Okay.
We're doing the best we can with the tools we have right now. And I'm sure that you have a better way. If only we would all do it like you, we would be smart as you.
You already said we're universally saved. Why do we need to do any study into why we're universally saved? It's incoherent to the salvation that we already know that we're saved under. So the fact that you're griping is useless because we're already universally saved, man. Take a chill pill. We're already dead. We're already saved.
Some of us have a slight amount of curiosity. That wouldn't be you, but some of us do have a slight amount of curiosity as to what the fuck's going on.
And I would disagree with that, because if Ace is right, then he could stop all the arguments between all the other Christians. If we're all saved, then Ace doing his thing on his channel, that will stop all the other arguments with all the other Christians, you know, all the wars and all the killing and all the beating and all the everything. So it's not.
Well, it's not about him. It's again, you gotta remember, there's no us that we're necessarily speaking about. It's all under God's deterministic control.
Yeah, but
if God's indeterministic of everything, there's nothing to worry about. The battling that we're undergoing is all just an illusion to that God's in control of it all. And once you understand that God's in control of it all, there's nothing to decipher from. There's nothing to argue. Anyone who comes at an argument with you is just an invalid. I mean, they don't have a floor to stand on.
No,
I'm being criticized for taking the universalist position to its extreme. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, what I'm saying, if Ace is right and universalism is true and we all end up at the same place at the same time, then if he could convince other people that he is correct, then that would stop the fighting between all the other, like prayers and stuff like that, like Osas and all that. If Ace is right, he's doing the right thing by preaching it, then other people, if he's right.
No, I disagree. Only reason why I'm disagreeing is because that's what God wants. God wants these deterministic arguments to take place. It's like you can say as much as God doesn't want everyone to agree. He wants the different sides. It's what he's determined. And it would be wrong to say to not have the arguments because that's what God has determined. Not saying that God can't eventually at the end. Yeah, everyone's going to agree. That is the agreement. Everyone is going to agree. Wildheart. So the fact that everyone's arguing is inconsequential to everyone's salvation. You see? Don't you get it? You're saved, you dummy. You're saved regardless of your position because it's a position that's already presented to you that God is giving you. Like, you don't have to do crap.
Just a minute. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, it's deterministic. So God must, if Ace is right, God must want people to be arguing about whether he exists and which type of God he is and which the 60,000 different denominations of Christianity and all the other, God must want it.
I'm not saying I don't think that's evil. How can we call that evil? God is gonna nullify and rectify it all at the end. He is gonna make everyone the universalist argument. It's gonna happen. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of eon, is it not? That's what we're arguing here. It's just the taking place in which it will happen. That's why the arguments are supposed to happen, because everyone's going to agree at the end. If anyone were to say at the end there is any disagreement, right? Then they're not a universalist, and they need to be thrown into a fire that doesn't exist because they're not holding a universalist position. I'm taking this to a strong position. That's it. I'm just being honest with it. This is if it is the thing, why deny it?
Yeah, but
there is no reason to. But
I think we might be annoying Ace. He seems to have disappeared. And it's his channel, so you know what I mean. Oh, shush.
Well, that's fine. I'm still saved. I'm good. I came on here to test something. Let me.
I came on here just to have a chat.
Well, I came here to try to learn something, but I've already learned all that there is to learn about God. So it's kind of hard to find something to learn. If we're universally saved, is there anything else to learn? To knowledge? Is there any greater knowledge than that concept of God? That we're all universal. There's no mystery to God left. I don't think. Like, what is there? There's only the things that humans do, which is inconsequential to each and every individual's salvation.
But doesn't the Bible say that man can't understand the mind of God? So there must be other things to learn, because it's impossible for a man to understand the mind of God. So there must be more things to learn.
I would say perhaps potentially those things are outside of our universe to even learn about. And I mean, we can only learn so much about our own universe. Those things that must be mysterious to God must be outside of our universe, must be what we can observe. And if it's outside what we can observe, then that would be coherent into God still having some mystery to him, while we on Earth, in our universe, whatever you want to call it, can still have a certain knowledge about everything, including God and the salvation of all, the way I'm taking this.
Yeah. And I want to do karaoke. I'm going to try and get my other channels. Oh. So. No, I'm still here. I didn't mean I was going anywhere. Just saying. You have to remember my email and password to get into StreamYard. But going back to the argument, Monty Burns.
Quick, Ace. I wanted to know, can you send me the PDF? I see how this was a PDF. Can you send this in the private chat? I wouldn't mind having it to review it for later. Sorry, go ahead, Weil. I just wanted to say that. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I did. I'm a jerk. I work on
that. I was just going to say, the argument was about the translations and how one word can be translated like 40 different ways. Do you know what I mean? That can't be right. One word means one thing in the original language. So if you translate it 40 different ways, it can't be right. How are you choosing? If it's the same word, how are you choosing?
It all depends on the context. We have some words that don't go to that far an extent in English, but we still have them, right? So it's like the anti-negative. Wow, man, that's bad, right? In that instance, bad is actually a good thing. That's bad or badass. I'm sorry, right? So it all depends. It just depends on the context in which the word is being invoked in. And it's just like that. The invokings of the word eon determine in the context and what it's being used about. Mind you, we're talking about an ancient, sophisticated language like Greek, where they had, words. I think it'd be very unique that the word eon can be translated into so many things. I mean, you have, for example, the displaying of love. Yeah, right. So like you have love that's Felipe, whatever it's called, right? Brotherly love. And then there's agape, right? And then there's the sexual one that I don't know. And then there's like 5 other different types of forms of love. That one's upside down. Interesting, huh? We guess we have to do upside down curls and workouts to do that one. What happened there? That was a weird one. But yeah, it's the same sequence. It's amazing because it's the same language, so they have multiple words for different forms of love. But for Eon, it's like it's the same word, but it's transcendent almost. Like it's just one of those amazing words. Wow.
Yeah, someone probably be the expert on this. Yeah.
Rotherham. Ooh.
Rotherham. Rotherham. No, it's a place in England. Weymouth is as well. Rotherham is a place in England. Weymouth is
I had a question for you. You know Daniel Radcliffe, or the actor for Harry Potter?
Oh, yeah.
Does he come around the same neighborhood as you? Because you guys kind of sound similar. Not similar, but like the British, No. Is he not?
No, he's rich. No, I live in a poor area. No,
so he's like a richer version of you. Understandable.
Yeah, yeah. He'll live in like central Manchester or like Salford or something.
Could you imagine if you met him when he was younger or some shit like that, being in that small place, like in England, or England? Yeah,
he's annoying as it is. Yeah, in Harry Potter. Yeah.
Ooh, destroyed.
I would probably kick the shit out of him. Yeah, he's just really annoying. I've always found him really, really annoying.
Universal acclamation, right? Universal reconciliation. So even Enoch, Enoch recognizes the lake of fire. Interesting, or that it's mentioned at least up there.
And Scotty has a Eon NASA isn't science. Eon, you started it. Oh, NASA isn't science. Yeah, sorry. Looking at the side chat. NASA isn't science. See, this is what I mean about Scotty. Not too bright. You know what I mean?
Womp womp. I read the word Scotty and I think of like Star Trek, like the Scotty, beam me up, Scotty. Yeah.
We gotta know more power.
Not an insult.
Yeah. No,
we
gotta know more power.
It's gonna take me like 6 days just to fix. I love that he's like explains it. You tell him how much more. It's gonna take more than what it actually is, and then you get it done fast, so you look like a superhero. I love that. It's gonna take like 7 hours to do, but you get it done in 3. Scotty,
beat me up, Scotty.
Yeah. The last enemy being abolished, death, for he subjects all under his feet. Now, whenever all may be subject to him, then the Son himself also shall be subject to him who subject all to him, that God may be all in all.
So that's it from 1 Corinthians 15. Yes, sir. Is this where we're coming to a close?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank God.
Finally. No. I was going to say thank you for having me and putting up with me. And
you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. And everyone in chat and everyone watching. Thank you.
That God may be all in all.
Yes.
Tell everyone you know, especially over at Praise's channel.
Oh yeah. Oh, I got kicked and banned, I think.
Really?
Praise the chapel again. Yeah.
I changed my name
For
before.
the 50th time.
I forget. All right, there we go.
Thanks, boys and girls, for showing up. Give me a thumbs up, leave comments, share this episode, and subscribe if you are not subscribed. And if you hate the show, then give me 2 thumbs down. Grace to you. Bye for now.
Wait, if we give you 2 thumbs down, we're just taking away the